In Chennai, we encountered reports of an after-school program run by Catholics called the Snake Farm Visit. This is a resident snake. The children would be loaded on a bus to visit the popular reptile exhibit, but the bus would not start. The driver had a switch he could throw, which would let the engine turn over but not start. The Christian leader would then say, "Children, we must all pray to Lord Ganesha to get the bus running." All the children would pray, the driver would try, and the bus would not start. Then the leader said, "Let's pray to Jesus Christ to make the bus start." They'd pray, the driver would throw the switch, and the bus would start. See, they'd say, "Jesus is more powerful than Ganesha." There are various missionary tricks along these same lines. Now, for a change of pace, let's talk about faith healing. The promise of healing is used to gain many converts in India. Here is a clip from one of the most famous faith healers, Benny Hinn, who has done programs around the world, including in India, Fiji, and Trinidad.
Jesus is still in the healing business. There's 1, 2, 3.
Nobody gets the faithful out of their wheelchairs these days any faster than Benny Hinn. And when Pastor Benny comes to town, no civic center is big enough. And what do they come for? Many come to be healed because they believe Pastor Benny when he shouts,
People, everybody here can be healed tonight.
These two cured of AIDS?
My Jesus has destroyed AIDS. He's destroyed.
We're not the only ones who think this is phony. The Christians themselves have investigated Benny Hinn and other faith healers and reported the results in the book and video, The Signs and Wonders Movement Exposed, from which the previous clip was taken. Here is Mark Havel, the video's narrator and a Christian author, followed by an interview with faith healer Maurice Cirillo.
Many people believe that there are thousands of documented healings available to substantiate all the healing claims. Sadly, this is also untrue.
But when you look at the cases that your own organization produces as evidence of successful faith healing, and you provided 9 of them recently, when the people looked at them in detail, they found that there was no conclusive evidence of miracles in any of these cases, and indeed in some of them, the evidence that anything had happened as a result of your mission just crumbled in the investigation.
Well, I have no response to that.
What are we to make of this? The Christians themselves are saying there is not a single documented case of miraculous cure by faith healers, yet many of the missionary reports from India and the Lausanne papers speak of miraculous healing as if it were commonplace. It is not, and the claims of it are fraudulent. When one thinks of our fifth and last method, literature distribution, one usually thinks of free Bibles, but it also includes hate literature. Who gives out hate literature? People like these. Chick tracts are small comic books, 3 by 5 inches, costing 13 cents each and running 24 pages or so. They are printed in many languages. Hundreds of millions have been distributed. The books are based on a very successful series used years ago in China to educate the Chinese in communism. They are fundamentalist Christianity at its worst, depicting Catholics, Jews, Hindus, Muslims, Mormons, and even mainstream Christians as all doomed to hell. This is from the Hinduism book. It says, Satan created all the gods of India. They are demons who will rob your soul and take you into hell. We've seen firsthand in Mauritius how these books have been used to great effect by the evangelical group Salut et Guérison, part of the Assembly of God. A Hindu there reported that one daughter among her 9 children had converted to the movement. From that point forward, the daughter never missed an opportunity to tell other family members that the Hindu gods they worshipped were actually the devil. She even refused to eat any food prepared at home because her mother had blessed it in the Hindu manner, and she now considered it the food of the devil. In another family, a teen so converted took the family altar out on the street and burned it. We were told she was encouraged to do so by her minister. One perceptive Hindu in Malaysia explained, quote, "The intent of the missionaries is to instill just a spark of fear in the Hindu that he might go to hell. Once that is done, the fear can be nurtured and the conversion follows." In summary, we've seen the tools of the missionary process: taking advantage of people in disasters, using social service projects as a wedge into the community, using education to take children away from their parents' religion, fraudulent faith healing, and hate literature. Dato Vaitilingam, president of the Malaysia Hindu Sangam, said upon our first meeting in 1981, "Christians pray on their knees on Sunday and pray on Hindus the rest of the week." We have seen in the Lausanne Papers that the lack of ethics is built right into the missionaries' code, that there is something wrong with these methods simply doesn't enter their consciousness, so assured they are of the exclusive rightness of their path. The prime problem, of course, is that these missionary efforts are uninvited. I'm not aware of any situation, really, where a religious group has invited Christian missionaries to come and change their faith. It is always an uninvited imposition. So many problems would be solved if the evangelists simply came only where and when invited. There is a place, of course, for conversions, provided the conversion is open and ethical. A reasonable code of ethics might include no defamation of other religions, no claims of faith healing, no child evangelism in schools or orphanages without the permission of parents, no proselytization in hospitals or medical camps, no proselytization in refugee or disaster relief, a strict accounting of foreign funds entering a country for religious work, going only where and when invited and welcome, no enticements toward conversion such as jobs, food, social access, or cash. Conversion to be a result of true spiritual change, not manipulation. Satguru Sivaya Subramanya Swami, my Gurudeva, said it like this: if every Hindu who wanted to become a Christian went successfully through an ethical conversion, there would be no claims by Hindus that he had been coerced or enticed. Of course, there would also be a lot fewer conversions. By advocating ethical conversion, Hindus can overcome the single greatest obstacle to interfaith harmony, the disruptive conversion tactics of missionary religions. It is, I believe, time to rein in this centuries-old business of saving the pagans and let each religion be free from such unwanted intrusion. Thank you very much.